everyone. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another week of daily energy draws. We missed last week completely. Everything I had planned was thrown out the window because it was just a week of, well, there's a lot going on in my external world, in my internal world. With my divine masculine, there was a lot going on. Do make sure that you check out the special channeled message, the Healer Warrior. It's a new divine masculine, divine feminine mission template. Very powerful messages. Explains a lot about what's going on with the energies, especially as you and your divine counterpart are coming into sacred union. Approaching sacred union, in sacred union, what is actually happening with your energies. It's very powerful. There was a lot that happened. So we're pre-recording all the dailies right now, this week, today, so that you guys have the dailies just in case anything else pops up this coming week. Day by day. That's how I have to take it now, just day by day, moment to moment. As you guys know, on this journey, it can even be hour to hour. Things can shift that quickly. So that's what you have to do. Just go with the flow of it. So I am planning on having more readings up for Patreon subscribers. I will have some exclusive readings for you guys, and we'll have the dailies, Sacred Union energy updates, all that good stuff. We will hopefully have all that recorded this week for you guys. So do stay tuned. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, because if anything pops up with regards to why I'm not posting, I'll make sure that I post on social media there. You can always email me as well, susanddawnspiritual@gmail.com, or check out my website, susanddawnspiritual.com. I am also still taking bookings for email readings, recorded readings, past life readings. All of the information is on my website. So if you're interested in me tapping into your journey and your energy, do make sure that you reach out. I have a number of offerings available on my website. Okay, so today we're doing Monday's daily energy draw, and I was called to the journey of love. Don't know why. I haven't used this in a very long time, but we're going to see. We're going to see what message Spirit has for us. So this is for February 17th, 2020. Spirit, what do you have? Just one card. One card for February 17th, 2020. February doesn't feel like January did. January felt like an entire year. It felt like hell. I don't feel like we're going through those major purges, but you may be experiencing some emotionally charged energy. You might be experiencing a lot of self-sabotage, as I explained in the Healer Warrior video. You might be experiencing some fears coming up to the surface to be cleared, especially for those of you who are coming into sacred union, or into physical reunion. February has been a month of healing, clearing, awakening, massive shifts that are happening. So what I keep hearing is just hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. That is really important. It feels like we're moving into spring. Now, I know in the Southern Hemisphere you're moving into fall, but it's the changing of the seasons energy. It's the rebirth energy. And with no matter what season you're moving into, there's a change and there's a rebirth that happens. There's a shift that happens. And so that's what they're telling me now. It's the changing of the seasons. The seasons are going to be changing, and you're going to be feeling the energy shift. That's not to say if you're moving into fall, that's going to be darker. That everything's lightening. Everything's lightening. Okay, just one. I don't want... I mean, that's 3. I don't want that. What do you have for Monday, Spirit? What do you have for Monday? That is gorgeous energy. Okay, so we have self-initiation, and immediately, when what I just said about things are shifting, immediately the energy that they gave me with this image is that of the phoenix. This is the rebirth. This is not only are you being reborn, but this is happening on the entire planet, throughout the world. The entire paradigm is shifting. Self-initiation. I'm going to read from the book, which I don't usually do. I usually just channel messages, but I want to see what they have to say here. This feels like death energy in the traditional tarot. This feels like transformation energy, where you're rising. There might have been a crumbling. There might have been some kind of tower moment. It could have been a dark night of the soul where you kind of just, they're giving me the words inwardly collapsed. It might have been belief systems. It might have been mindsets. It might have been patterns, addictions, habits. There was something inside of you that felt like it just completely, they're saying broke down, but it's not like broke down. It just feels like it collapsed. Some kind of foundation. This could be external as well, but it really feels internal. And remember, as within, so without. It's happening externally because it's happening internally. It really feels like there was something inside that a foundation kind of fell apart. This really feels like they give me a number of different examples, so I'm going to relay them. It could be that if you're part of a religious structure, it could be that your eyes were open to what religion truly is, that it just doesn't work for you anymore. It could be that it was too confining, so that religious structure that you held on to, those beliefs that you held on to, that religion can be pretty rigid. That kind of collapse, that kind of energy. This could also be, they're going to be the energy of family. There could have been a family dynamic that felt like it collapsed. It could be finances that felt like it collapsed. There was some kind of, and it's a very strong word, collapse, but that's what they're giving me. It feels like something, it's just like imploded, fell in on itself, collapsed. But from the rubble, they're saying, comes the rebirth. From the rubble comes the rebirth. From the ashes, the phoenix rises. And that's what this energy feels like. This feels like a complete rebirth. It feels like new energy. It feels like fresh energy. But they're also saying this is your self-mastery. In order to gain this understanding and awareness of self, this complete rebirth, you have to really let go of the old you. And that is so hard for us, especially as humans. We don't like to let go. Especially when it means going into the unknown, especially when it means there's uncertainty or fears. It triggers our egos. It triggers that fear. It triggers that survival mode. But this is what self-mastery is all about. This is what having faith is all about. It doesn't mean you're not going to have fear. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be, what they're saying is bracing yourself for the uncertainty. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be worried or have concerns, but you're going to master those emotions. You're going to recognize them more easily. Not sit in them. You're going to reflect on them and process them, not sit in them. And from that, you're going to let those emotions go, not attach to them. And from that, that's where you become reborn. So I want to see what they have to say about this. Let's see what the book says. This is beautiful. In this deck, there's a poem with every card. And they just pointed me right to that. It says, how easy to love. The words flow when it is right. I dare not tell you. Oh, that feels like this journey, doesn't it? That feels like this journey. It's easy to love. And it's even easy to express that love. But sometimes we hold ourselves back. We hold ourselves back out of that fear. But what happens when we're reborn? Love flows easily. And the expression of love flows easily. So let's see what we have to say here. It says, you are being touched by a wave of your own light in motion. Can you feel the blessings and love that are flowing towards you from within you in an upsurging wave of love? This is your own pure divine nature. You can choose to empower another as a carrier of your own divinity, of course. And sometimes if you are not quite ready to recognize your own divine essence, this needs to be. Yet at any moment, you can choose to recognize that it is you who are initiating yourself into love, that you are the being of light, the divine, that is drawing you forward into yourself. At any moment, you can choose to recognize yourself. Will this be such a moment? This oracle holds a message for you. There are many teachers on this path, some humble, some wise, some great companions on your life journey, and some who will enter in and out of your life quickly, perhaps imparting a helpful word or teaching you a more challenging lesson about trusting and relying upon your own wisdom. The greatest teacher, however, is life itself. You can trust in your own experiences and know that it is the divine spark within you, the life within you, that is the one true teacher who carries you home in awakened reunion with the divine. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Take that message as it resonates with you, as you feel it within your soul. The part that I like most is the greatest teacher is life itself, because that is the experience. And everything that we go through, even the crumbling, teaches us something. teaches us something about ourselves. It teaches us contrast. It teaches us desire. It teaches us what we want, what we don't want. It teaches us how to move forward. It teaches us how to recognize ourselves, how to acknowledge ourselves. It teaches us self-awareness, and most importantly, it teaches us that self-mastery. It teaches us how to rise like that phoenix, to be reborn. Really, really beautiful reading today, you guys. All right, we're going to see what happens for the rest of the week. So stay tuned for this, and I'll see you soon. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light. We'll see you later.